Is swearing is based on the context of intentionality. Nate, what's your point on that? Is the word itself inherently bad, or the intention it achieves makes it bad or good?
We're going really deep with
Hmm.
that. We're getting really deep into the nature of language. My personal view on it is that really is contextual. Just
Okay.
the nature of the word that they're using doesn't really convey intent. But my response to it would be based on what I determine that intent to be. If somebody stubs their toe and says, oh, me, I'm not going to blow up at them. It's like we talk about self-expression, and there is really cathartic release. It feels really good. But if that same child is directing that at somebody else, then that's where my
Okay.
reaction might come
So
into it, and
if
I'd
you,
handle it differently because that's an issue then.
I get it. I just have maybe funny question. So if you direct it at the door, it's okay. If you direct it at a child, it's
Yes.
not okay, isn't it? If it's like a tree, you can swear at it. At a pillow, you can swear at it. But if it is a human being, don't do it.
Well, as we've discussed,
Right.
if parents are the first teachers and they've learnt at home that when something goes wrong, that's the natural response, then they didn't really do anything wrong. Because when something crashes down at home, mum says, oh, F. So when I've crashed my paddle pop tower or Lego at home,
Mm.
is it such a bad thing?
Yeah, there's an inherent hypocrisy to it that we have to acknowledge. There's a lot of traditional thinking around it, and
Mm.
I think part of our process is that we try to dismantle traditional thinking.
I have a question. Talking about hypocrisy, Thomas, have you ever secretly found it funny when a child has sworn, and even though your response was going to be, "Hey, we shouldn't do that," but in your mind you're like, "Man, that was really funny though."
So you asked me the question about hypocrisy. Very funny you asked me that because I was going to comment on that word itself
Mhm.
about slightly different. Is that I didn't want to say there's a hypocrisy about it or being hypocritical because I think to some extent as a teacher or as an educator, there might be some ideal outcome we're striving. And just because we don't always live it, I'm not going to view myself saying, oh, I'm going against, I do swear. But my teachings is always this is my stance on it, or this is what I
Mm.
strive for. And I think that sense is to say there's no negativity to go, well, even if we make a mistake, it's okay. We can all make mistakes. We have those frustrations. I think it was probably more, I'm probably going to laugh at well, you got the juxtaposition. Sometimes you got like a toddler comes out and they say something like, Paul, you just said something that you don't even know what you've said. And question for you, Helen, I'm not going to admit it or details about it. Have I sworn in front of a child? Yes. The child's reaction was, oh my goodness, this guy who is meant to be perfect has just said something that's hilarious. I think there's comedy about it.